Welcome to the podcast. Stop Crying Poser, greatest podcast known to man. As voted by everyone who chose to tune in live right here. You guys know this is the best podcast ever made. Who do we have in here? Chillin' Pete, Catch Day-Day, iBook Boy, Day-Day, Low Key, Generation L, Dietrich, Austin, AR, Day-Day, Chillin' Pete, Day-Day again, OGZ, Generation L, Cam 702, OGZ, Cam, Day-Day again, iBook Boy. And also to those of you who may or may not be lurking, it's been an eventful week. By the way, we do this podcast every single Friday, right around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. The current time right now is 3:42, which means we are only 12 minutes late. Hopefully you guys have had a nice healthy week. I did some good eating, did some good skating, did some good hanging out. In fact, I had people come over to my house for UFC the other day. I invited my friend John. He came over. He brought some food. Tex came over. Corey came over. A bunch of other people came over. And then I saw that someone from my Twitch chat room said, "Hey, I'm in Vegas. Do you want to come hang out on the strip?" And I said, "Absolutely not. People who live here hate doing that." I said, "You know what? I'm having people over and we have food. Even though I've never met you, random Twitch viewer, I'm inviting you to my house." And they came over. They came over with their friend, eventually even invited their brother, got to watch some people skateboard on the ramp, ate some food, got into a wrestling match, started yelling at each other, got to meet some other people that are also in town for some other thing. Some skaters showed up. Fight fans came out, and it was great. It was great. And everyone kept saying, like, "Dude, you just invited random people into your house? What if they cause a problem? What if they steal?" And I said, "I have nothing to steal because everything I have is worthless." What are they going to take? All my nothing? So that was fun, dude. Invited people over around like 5, and I think the last person left at like 5. So it was 12 hours of drinking. A lot of messes, a lot of spilling of the beer. The dog's water bowl got tipped over. A lot of spilled beer outside. A lot of me telling people like, "Hey, smoke weed over there. Don't leave the door open when weed's being smoked." A lot of little rules, a lot of no cigarettes over here. Make sure you put your shit in the ashtray. Just little things like that. But it ended up being a really fun time. And almost hit some of my bets. Khalil Roundtree lost to Alex Pereira, which we knew. We knew that was probably what was going to happen. But the fight was very exciting. 2 big guys. I saw a lot of people complaining about the fights. But you know what? Wrestling is a type of fighting. And if you don't like it, then go watch Muay Thai, you fucking scared little bitch. Anyways, what else happened? Well, I just woke up a little while ago, and I had a dream. You know what? Usually when I wake up from a dream, I'm like, "Oh man, I wish I could get back into that dream." Right? She was just about to start sucking it. Or something like that. This dream was totally different. My dog was about to get ripped apart by a much larger dog because, well, let me set up the dream. And why was I dreaming this stuff? I don't know. I was hanging out with my dog in my front yard. And I guess in this made-up scenario that exists in dreams, there's some type of dogs that are vampire dogs and some type of dogs that are regular dogs. And then there's another type of dogs that are vampire hunter dogs that go around and find vampire dogs and kill them. So the vampire hunter dogs are huge. The vampire dogs look the same as the other dogs. So my dog, Koopa, got bit by a vampire dog, and he was about to turn into a vampire. And I was like, "Fuck, dude, this sucks. This is my baby. I've raised him since he was tiny. I don't want him to turn into a vampire." And then things got worse because a vampire hunter dog showed up, which was giant. I'm talking, this dog's like 7 feet long, you know, the dog's like 5 feet tall, standing on his legs. And I was like, "Dude, no." And I'm looking at the dog, and it's trying to jump over the fence to attack my dog, and my fence is only 4 feet tall. The dog can easily step over it because he's gigantic. He's as big as a lion, and he jumps over, dude. And then I woke up to my alarm, and it's like, man, I got to go do this podcast. And I was so tired. I woke up earlier today. Why does that? How does it work like that? I slept like 4 hours. I woke up. I was great. You know, I could do anything. I'm like full of energy. And then I take a 2-hour nap. I wake up again. I'm dragging my feet, dude. My eyes are barely open. The only thing keeping me from falling back asleep and just pushing the whole podcast back another 20 or 30 minutes was that if I ended up back in that dream, I would have to watch my dog get consumed by another dog or whatever they do. I actually don't know. I don't know what vampire hunting dogs do to the other dogs, but I know it's not pretty. Okay, I know it ain't giving them the antidote. I know that wasn't going to happen. So I had some bad dreams today, invited some random people over. What else happened this week? So I've been promising you guys a table break, which is where I sit there in my living room and I jump through a table or I grab a baseball bat and I break a table. Basically, it's a Twitch incentive. So the more that you watch and how do I frame this for those of you who are not familiar with my Twitch stream? To make me watch and react to a video, you send me $2, right? Like a $2 tip. The same amount I would tip if I go to a bar and order a beer. Here's $2. You guys can just tip me $2 and I will react to your skateboarding videos, your cooking videos, your police chase videos, a video of you fighting your brother in your backyard, whatever you got. We watch it, we hang out, we laugh, I drink a beer, I get drunk, I commentate. It's really fun. We also play games with each other, like Cards Against Humanity. We play this game called Quiplash and What the Dub. Anyways, so we do that 4 days a week, 5 days a week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So after all those $2 add up, you know, $2 and then $2 and then $2 and then $2, those add up. And once we reach the donation goal, I stop everything I'm doing and I break a piece of furniture in my house. So I've been going to Savers to get these tables for half price and the line is too long. So I have not been able to get tables. I ended up in Walmart. I said, what's something cheap in Walmart that I can get that we're gonna be able to destroy that will be fun to watch? So I got a bunch of laundry baskets, stood upside down, front flipped off the couch, gee wee wees, broke through the laundry baskets. We did it 3 times. Then I wake up the next day, I said, my back is hurting, my back is hurting. And everyone goes, see, you're always complaining about your back hurting, but then you go jump through the tables yelling chee wee wee, and then you want to blame, skating? And I blame skateboarding, or I blame my fat weight, or I blame bad habits. All I do is eat cheese all day. So anyways, it was an eventful week filled with destruction. Also, speaking of destruction, all of you Las Vegas people, all 2 of you who are currently Las Vegas people in my chat, there's a big hotel casino here called the Tropicana. It was built in like the 50s. It's probably like 20 stories tall. Well, they decided, fuck it. The whole city was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. And they imploded it. So back in the day, casino implosions were kind of the norm. And the way that it was explained to me in college, because I went to college for casino gaming, they were saying that before like the housing collapse and before, you know, inflation and before all that shit, this city, Las Vegas, used to make so much money from gaming that whenever they got tired of an old casino, they would just blow it up. Instead of going in, trying to rebrand, you know, change all the rooms around, new decorations. No, they would flatten the entire thing to nothing and then build a whole new casino on it because there was just so much revenue. And we haven't seen that happen for a long time. And I'm not sure why they demolished the Tropicana. I think they might be trying to build a baseball stadium there. Maybe we're going to do Major League Baseball in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. We were supposed to have the A's, but I guess that's maybe not happening. Maybe it is happening. Anyways, I think the last real implosions that were happened when I was like a teenager. So for there to be this big event in the middle of the strip, pretty much, was kind of exciting. So I watched them do it at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. I had ended my stream after front flipping into a bunch of baskets. And I said, you know what? We're going to watch this implosion. I told everybody on Discord, we bring it up. And rather than it just be like a, hey, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, explosion. Oh no, there was a speech. Then there was a fireworks show that went on for 5 minutes. Then there was a drone show where they had all these drones fly up into the thing and spell out logos and spell out messages. And instead of a countdown like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, they had drones fly up into the sky, make a 3-dimensional number 5, and then a 3-dimensional number 4, then a 3-dimensional number 3, drones moving around, shining lights at you. And then big squares. And then there was a 3-dimensional, like, I don't know what's that thing in cartoons where they push down on the lever and then things explode. Think like the Roadrunner and the Coyote cartoons. You push down on the thing and then something explodes. They displayed that with drone lights, like some CGI thing. If you watch the video, if you guys were to watch the video, it would look like CGI. Anyways, that's going off. They're playing music that matches with everything. And then fireworks that can run in circles. And then the drone is like levitating the drones are looking like they're levitating the buildings as the buildings are collapsing. And a bunch of giant fucking explosions go off. And one building falls down. Big plume of smoke approaching everyone. And then another building goes on. It reminds me of something similar that happened in September many years ago. Anyways, big plume of smoke going towards everyone. Car alarms are going off from the giant explosion. And then all the people that showed up at 2:30 to watch this happen start running away because the cloud of smoke is approaching at them, breathing in asbestos. And it was great. I don't know why. It's actually not something that's funny. But to see the panic in people's eyes when they start realizing like, oh, fuck, that big cloud of smoke is about to hit us. And it's going to be really thick and we're not going to be able to breathe. And then everyone's like pushing each other out of the way to get down the stairs to get to their car so they can get inside their car, not knowing that when they start their car, all that dust is it's just going to go into all your filters. You're still going to be able to breathe all that shit. So the panic I saw in everyone as they ran away was great. I enjoyed it. What else has been going on? Next topic. On Instagram, listen, I talked to you guys about how dumb these people on Instagram are, but it happened again today, and it's worthy of talking about. I got a comment today that said, "You're stupid. You should not be judging other people's skateboarding unless you're good enough to do the tricks you're talking about. You should not be allowed to comment on skating or criticize anyone. You should never be allowed to say what you want to say. No more free speech. You're not allowed to speak. You're not allowed to talk about skateboarding unless you can either do the tricks or if the person in the video asked you." So my response was, you are criticizing my commentary. Number one, you're criticizing my commentary. Number two, you can't commentate better than me. So if we're following your rules, you're not allowed to leave this comment. And number three, I didn't ask for your opinion, which according to your rules, if you're making all the rules, then everything you just told me not to do is exactly what you're doing right now. And their response was, you missed the point. No. Someone missed the point. There was a person in this scenario that missed the point. It was not me. First off, I want to introduce you guys to this wonderful amendment we have called free speech, which even as far as commentary on YouTube, it exists outside of America. Here's the thing. Until Batman fucking kicks in my roof and stops me, I can say whatever the fuck I want about some random skateboarder on Instagram. I'm able to do it. Watch. Tony Hawk sucks dick. Nothing happened. The police didn't kick in my door for breaking a rule, right? Street League is stupid. Nothing happened. What? The barracks is lame. Nothing happened. Braille is stupid. Nothing happened. Nigel Houston is dumb. Nothing happened. Look, I can say whatever the fuck I want online. Okay? I'm allowed to have an opinion. And when someone says, you're not allowed to have an opinion unless you can do the tricks. First off, On Steve Hates Skating, all the tricks that these pros are sucking balls at doing, where they do a kickflip, a simple kickflip, and their heel drags the ground, I assure you, I can do that skating better than them. But I don't need to be able to do that trick to have an opinion. And I always go back to baseball, right? If you commentate baseball or football, you think every time that the baseball commentator's like, that was strike two. No weird little internet nerd goes up there and goes, strike two, you could have never hit that fastball. You're 70 years old commentating baseball. Go down there and hit that fastball, or else I don't want to hear anything from you. And you got to say, well, listen, son, it doesn't matter if I can hit the fastball or not. It was a strike. How do I know that? Because it was. It's not a fact. Like it is a fact. It's not an opinion. Okay. When I see a sloppy kickflip, we don't have to. I don't have to be able to do it. I don't have to be currently doing it. I don't have to be a pro skater. The kickflip is sloppy, with or without my commentary. I didn't speak it into existence. I didn't go on Instagram and say that kickflip was sloppy, and then it was like, Lingardia Liviosa, let it be so. No, motherfucker, it was sloppy the second he did it. He did this kickflip months ago. And it finally came out on video today to see on YouTube. And good thing about YouTube, that 1080p, I zoom in, your fucking whole ass foot is on the ground. Anyways, just a little rant about Instagram. Everyone who tells me things that I'm not supposed to do, and they end up kind of doing the exact same thing to me, and they don't see the irony, is just another reason that I know that people, maybe the new generation, maybe it's Americans, I don't know, someone out there is causing people to get dumber. Like they couldn't see the irony at all. Like, you're not allowed to talk about kickflips unless you can kickflip, but I'm allowed to talk about you. And I don't need to be able to do anything better than you. See? Okay, whatever. I hope you guys understand it. I try to explain that in a way that you guys can pick up the connection that my brain is making. But it's something I see a lot. Speaking of skateboarding, I had maybe the best skateboarding week I've had in a while. And when I say best, it's funny. The best skateboarding week for me is a week when I skateboard the least amount of time. I truly do hate skateboarding. Anyways, last week I did nollie shove it, lip slide shove, and I didn't land it as clean as I wanted to. Did I land it clean? Yes. Would it count in a game of skate? Yes. Was there any toe drags or heel drags? No. Was there any part of the trick that was sloppy? Not really. The trick just didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to hold myself to a high standard of skateboarding. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the trick again next week, which is now this week. And I took those days off, thought about it, mentally pictured how I'm going to do it. And then I skated on Friday. I skated on Wednesday. The video came out today, Friday. I landed my trick first try, dude. Nollie shove into the lip slide shove. I must have been on the skateboard for a total of like 8 minutes. So I warm up, right? Do a board slide, do a nollie board slide, nollie lip slide, warm up. Okay, do a board slide fakie, do a nollie shove lip slide. Cool, I'm ready to go. Land the trick first try. Dude, what a relief. I do enjoy skating. I enjoy challenging myself. But if we can get the hard part out of the way, it always makes the session a little bit more fun. Also, for me, the thing about skating is it tends to affect my mood. If I have an absolute terrible day skating, I'm not just bummed out for one day. It's like a 2-day thing. And since I had such a great day skating, and I was able to film the trick from 3 different angles, I don't know if you guys do this. I think most skateboarders do this. You land a trick, and you have the camera or you have your cell phone, you end up watching the same clip like 10, 15, 20 times, just looking at yourself, and maybe it's narcissistic or something, but you're just like, damn, I'm good. Damn, I landed that trick good. It's just generally being like proud of yourself, and you watch it again and again and again, and eventually you watch it so many times, you're like, okay, maybe I could have changed this. Maybe I could have landed a little bit cleaner. Anyways, landing the trick and having it on my phone whenever I'm like just sitting on the couch, you're reading text messages or comments or something, I look at that clip and I go, yes, I fucking pulled it off. And I've been riding that high I skated on Wednesday. I was in a great mood on Wednesday. Thursday, in a great mood. And then today, Friday, I'm also in a great mood. And it all kind of happened because skateboarding went good. You guys have seen me completely break down, like lose my fucking mind, skating in the backyard on the mini ramp. Because I do film a lot of these tricks live on Twitch. Dude, halfway through, I'm just like, man, I'm so fucking stupid. I'm so dumb. Why can't I fucking flip trick this? I forgot how to backtail. God, I'm so fucking stupid. And it's a lot of like talking down to yourself. But when things work out great, instead of having like 2 days of depression, listen, dude, I be just after I fall on the trick and my foot is hurt, I'm tired, I'm sweaty, I'm dirty. All I want to do is get drunk. Like, just fuck this day. And it's not a good habit to have. But when skating goes great, oh, I just want to high five everybody. I got nobody to high five, but I want to high five everybody. Just full of sunshine and rainbows, looking like Elon Musk. Wee, wee, everyone's happy. Wee, wee. So that's the mood I've been in for the past few days. What else happened? Oh yeah, on the same day as UFC, my friend Johnny came over and he brought chicken fingers. He brought about 8 chicken fingers that were already cooked. He said, I brought chicken thighs for us to cook on the grill, but since those are going to take a while, I brought chicken fingers for us to eat while we wait. I said, that's a great, Jesus, what a great, if I had 10 of you coming to my barbecues, there'd be no one spilling beer all over the place, and there'd be nobody fucking bitching about shit. Everyone would just have a ton of food and drinks, and everyone would be happy. So the perfect guest brought over 2 types of food and beer. And then everyone else just piece of shit. Everyone comes empty-handed. I had people come to my house. There's 2 watermelon 211s in my fridge. They said, well, those 2 tall cans don't resemble anything else in here. There is a lot of PBR, Michelob Ultra, and Coors Light. I think I'll take the two nicest beers in here. I mean, maybe not the nicest, but certainly they didn't match the other beers. Someone said, you know what? Those are going to be mine. No one came into the living room like, hey, whose 211s are those? Nope. They're just, it's my fault. Because when people show up and they're like, can I have a beer? I say this exact word. I say, anything you see, you can have. I mean, obviously, like, not my butthole, and you can't, like, have any of my belongings. But I mean, like, if you see a piece of bread or something, you get the bun. If you want to use the mayonnaise, use the mayonnaise. Whatever you see in the fridge, drink it. You don't need to ask me for a water. Anyways, they took that fucking advice too literally, lost my 211s. Anyways, there's all these chicken fingers, and there's only like 3 people at the house, right? It's like the first fight of the undercard. So I was feeling bored, right? The conversation was boring. I was feeling sneaky. I was being a little slithery snake. So I slithered into the kitchen. I saw this pile of chicken fingers, and I took the hottest hot sauce that I have, which is Dave's Insanity Carolina Reaper edition, and I put a couple of dabs on one single chicken finger, and then I turned it upside down, and I buried it amongst other chicken fingers. So who knows? This prank could hurt somebody immediately. It could be 1 hour from now. It could be 4 hours from now. It could be 8 hours from now. Somebody is going to eat that chicken wing, and they're going to get fucked. So anyways, it only took about 30 minutes. Tex fat ass went in there. He just grabbed a bunch of chicken wings, shoved them all in his mouth, and then immediately he said, oh, God. Oh, God. He was on the phone with somebody. He's like, I got to call you back. Oh, fuck. Starts freaking out. I love the Tex. I hope you're listening. I love the Tex will watch UFC and just be like, oh, man, he should hit him with the right, man. If I was in there, I would have hit him with the right. Go for the takedown, bro. Man, I trained fucking Muay Thai, man. I'm a fucking tough guy. I don't know he'd fuck with me, man. And then he goes in there and he goes, something is mildly spicy. Okay, here's my thing. If I ever fight in the UFC, I'm gonna put some hot sauce on my fucking wrists or something. That way when I go to fucking mash you, oh yeah, if you have that same gene that Tex has, you'll go from Brock Lesnar to a little crying baby. You'll go from Derek Lewis to a little baby. So that's my new UFC plan. Anyways, I did kind of feel bad that I got Tex, because compared to everybody who was at the house at the time, his spice tolerance is kind of the lowest. So it was a shame that it got him. But the way that I apologized, which I did kind of halfway apologize, I was like, you know what, dude, it could have been anyone. It just happened to be you. That's the nature of this type of prank, is like, who knows who it's going to affect. And it would be great if it was a situation. This would have been a happy story if, let's say, I was at my job and there's one community fridge for the entire job and somebody keeps stealing my lunch, and to get back at them, I spiced my lunch. So it's kind of like you did something wrong and now you faced the karma for that. But for this prank, there was no karma. Like, Tex didn't do anything wrong. He didn't, like, oh, God forbid he was a little bit hungry. You know, he went in there, he takes a bite out of it and then dies. It's not like a cool instant karma moment. It's the opposite. So on that note, I do feel a little bit bad. Then again, had to be somebody. You know, spice up fight night. I'm going to start doing that every single time. It's not uncommon for me to do that with pizza. If I get like a $7 pizza from Domino's, I will make one of those slices very spicy and then cover it up with a pepperoni or something. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like Russian roulette. I don't know why I like to do that. It's like, it'd be terrible if I did that with like animals or something. Like if I just went out to I put like peanut butter in the street and then put a bear trap and just randomly hurt animals that are hungry. I don't know why I shouldn't feel happy for this, but it is still kind of a harmless prank. You know, his mouth gets hot a little bit, but I'm also telling you guys because tomorrow is Saturday and there might be another UFC on, or maybe there's football's going on. There's also baseball, the baseball tournament's happening or whatever. Perfect time for you guys. Also, you can get this on Amazon. Go get Dave's Insanity Carolina Reaper. It's only about $8. You'll never use the whole bottle because it's very, very spicy. You get a big like bowl of chili. You put in a third of a teaspoon. That's enough to spice that whole chili up. So you guys can go get that, and you can copy my prank. Do it at your own party, and maybe have your phone ready and out to film your friends when they start freaking out. Anyways, it was great. Speaking of food, I have decided to draw a line in the sand regarding parsley. I watch a lot of like cooking shows. Everyone always garnishes with parsley. Or if you're making a chimichurri, everyone puts parsley in. Parsley's on fucking everything. Fresh parsley. On everything. And I got some fresh parsley the other day, and I made 2 little meals with it, and both of them sucked. I don't like the taste of parsley. Now, you may be saying, well, you sure it's not cilantro? Maybe you hate cilantro. No, I like cilantro. I think it's okay. I think it's really overpowering, but I love cilantro on a taco, right? Well, I mean, what else is it going to go on? Tastes fine to me. I don't have that gene that makes it taste like soap. The thing is, am I the only one that thinks parsley is bad? Because if we look at parsley the way that people look at truffles, right? Oh, it's so good. Truffles are the greatest. Oh my God. It's so expensive. You have to put truffles on everything. Bro, you ever had something that has a strong truffle flavor? It's not the best. In my opinion, it's not a great flavor. You know what flavor's better than truffles? Cheese. Like literally salt, literally everything. Like pepper. I don't know. Like a nice crispy chicken skin. There's a ton of things that have a better flavor, like immediately, than every truffle I've ever had. So I feel like I'm maybe experiencing that with parsley. And I use dry parsley on. I use dry parsley on everything just to make everything look fancy, because you can't really taste it anyways. Once it dries out, it doesn't really have that strong of a taste. But the fresh parsley, dude, I think I'm over it. I think I am over it. But you know what I'm not over right now? Is giving away free Ninja Lifestyle stickers to you guys. Every single podcast, we give away a free pack of Ninja Lifestyle stickers. No other podcast on earth does that. Would you like to be the winner? Well, in the chat room, all you have to do is type in the correct answer first. The question is, which president appears on the American $100 bill? Which president is on the $100 bill? as we wait for you guys to answer, what country's currency has suffered from the most inflation? Venezuela with 200,000% inflation. What's the biggest loss the New York Stock Exchange has experienced in all time? 89% during the 1929 crash. What currency has had the highest value? Kuwaiti dinar. When did the U.S. government first release U.S. currency? 1792. Okay, cool. Anyways, OGZ writes Ben Franklin. Fitnoid writes President Steve. iBookBoy writes Washington. Oh, President Washington. Good guess. I think that is the $1 bill. I could be wrong. The winner is OGZ. OGZ, you are the winner. Send me a DM after the podcast, and I will get those stickers to you immediately. I've been having this habit where I make you guys wait 2 or 3 weeks to get the stickers to you, and I finally streamlined the whole process. Now all I do is I pre-pack the sticker packs into the envelopes, like they're already ready to go, and I put little fun things in there. Usually I'll put like a grocery list, or I have other stickers, or I'll write a funny note about fucking you're dumb or something. I have those all preset now, so all I have to do is write the address. So we are good to go. Tune in next week if you want to win. What else do I have to talk about? I ate good this week, man. Speaking of food, we're still on food. Parsley, I ate good this week. Steak, shrimp, mushrooms, and green beans. I shouldn't say I've never had green beans, but I can tell you guys with a bit of confidence that in the past 5 years, I've probably only had green beans once or twice at someone else's house for like Thanksgiving or something. So a green bean has not been in my house for many, many, many years. Fitnoid brought over some damn green beans. I don't know how she made them. Garlic, butter, salt, who knows? But they're pretty good. I need to get my vegetable game up. I need to try new vegetables. You guys remember last year when I discovered zucchini and squash? I discovered that they can taste like anything. They don't have to taste like what they are. You can just throw a little bit of butter in there, salt, fresh garlic, boom. Even if you don't have that shit. Bro, I could just throw an egg. I could make a scrambled egg with just a little bit of zucchini, and then I just made it healthy without barely altering the taste at all. So if you guys have any vegetable suggestions and you're watching this on YouTube or something, then definitely hook me up with some vegetable ideas. Anyways, I ate good, man. I'll be posting my food that I eat in the Discord. So if you guys ever wonder what's inside of me, then go check out the Discord. What have I been watching on TV? That's it for my real topics. What I've been watching on TV. Well, still watching X-Files. I'm still on season 2 of 12 on episode like 18. There's so many episodes and they're kind of getting dumber and dumber. I'm hoping that when season 3 starts, they'll have gotten like a higher budget or something. I'm hoping by that time when the series actually came out, that was when America was like, yes, X-Files is cool. So they probably dumped more money into it. So the episodes probably got better. Because right now, every episode is just like, oh, something weird. Oh, I don't believe you. Oh, a chase scene through the forest. Every goddamn episode, there's a forest and there's a chase scene through the forest. Pissing me off. What? They never fight in the desert. There's never a desert scene. There's never ice. There's never a fight in the lake. It's always the same ass forest. I feel like this is like a bunch of teenagers making scary videos. It's always the same fucking forest they're running through. FBI, show me your hands. Then they run through the forest. Okay. Anyways, there was an episode where this chick was a vampire and she had like blood on her finger and she was like, it was like this like sexy kind of scene where she's like, here, taste my blood. And she put it up to the star, Fox Mulder, put it up to his face and he grabbed her hand and he said, wait a minute, aren't you afraid of AIDS? And I started laughing, dude. Okay, AIDS is not funny, okay? But it kind of like, it made me remember how old this show is, because there was a time when, you know how all you see on TV, all you fucking see is like election shit right now? There was a time in like daytime TV where every single show was about AIDS. And you're just like, what? I'm getting overloaded with AIDS every day. And I thought it was so funny to go back in time and find an episode from that time in American history. Say, stop. What about AIDS? Also, I don't know. I think this is also true. I also, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you ingested a couple drops of blood from someone's finger that has AIDS, I think it's very, very unlikely for you to contract HIV from that. I could be wrong. Any AIDS experts in the chat? Anyways, bro grabbed her hand like, no, I'm not gonna lick your finger, dude. So now later tonight or whatever, hopefully this weekend I'm in a situation where I'm like, hey, you want a bite of this taco? And they'll be like, yeah. I'm like, oh, sorry, you can't have a bite of my taco. I'm worried about AIDS. Hey, I would give you a piece of my taco. Hey, listen, I got a bunch of chicken fingers. I would give you one, but AIDS and all, but it's not me. It's the AIDS. Otherwise, I would love to give you this. You know what? If somebody asked me to borrow money tonight, hey, Steve, let me borrow 20. I'll get you back in a minute. I would let you borrow $20, but AIDS, you know what I mean? So you just go to the ATM yourself. Go to the AIDS TM yourself and get your own $20, and I won't be asking you to borrow it. Anyways, super funny. I finished the wrestling documentary. Vince McMahon, it was lame. Don't even bother watching it. I think maybe if you're a huge wrestling fan, you might like it. I'm like a medium low wrestling fan. Like I used to be a big fan until the year 2000, and then I stopped being a fan. The wrestling documentary on Netflix, it's really well made, but it's just boring as fuck. I wouldn't even bother watching it. Anyways, can I get a oh, hell yeah from everybody in the chat? Because that is all of my topics. If you tuned in late for the podcast, don't worry. The repeat of this podcast comes out on iTunes, on Podbean, on Spotify, anywhere where you can find podcasts. Comes out on YouTube on Sunday, early in the morning. So if you missed any of the jokes, you can go back and watch it again. It also comes out early in the morning for me, so that if you're driving to work on Monday, and you have a long drive to work and it's so boring, nothing but trees and bullshit and AIDS, well, now you can listen to my podcast, which after I edit the podcast, it's actually, I think I have one of the most action-packed podcasts out there. As opposed to, number one out right now is probably Joe Rogan, right? Half the time he just smokes weed and stares at the guest like, what do you think about, Joe Biden? It's just so slow. I'm screaming and sweating for my entire podcast. Anyways, whatever. Shout out to Drew Make Stuff, Day Day, We Are Sad, 2 Day Day, Cam 702, Ryo Brown, iBook Boy Day Day, Generation L, Drew, Generation L, OGZ Day Day, Fitnoid, D Trick, OGZ. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. This is the end of the podcast, but the stream will continue because my main drinking buddy is out of town. So we might even do a late night stream tonight, which will include a lot of alcohol, and maybe I'll invite some friends over. Who knows? Anyways, I guess that's all I have for the podcast. Stay tuned for some Mario Brothers and whatnot. I hope you guys all have a great weekend, and as I always say, don't drink too much, but don't drink too little. Don't forget, go on Amazon, buy Dave's Insanity Carolina Reaper, and fuck up your friend's life.